The kids always came first with Dave, and the kids really bought into what he was selling, and I think that really paid off.
He was always well prepared. He was a perfectionist for his coaching techniques.
I love that he was a player's coach. He was the glue that stuck us together.
I think the players really wanted to play for him, please him.
There was never a time during practice where we weren't working hard, or we weren't doing something that would prepare us for the games. He made soccer fun.
I think it says two things. One is his dedication, but the other thing is his respect in the soccer community. I was always impressed. He knew everybody, everybody knew him, and just how much people in high school, in college, within the club system, just how much they respected him, that his word, when he said, hey, listen, this is a good player, he'd fit your program. A, he knew, and B, people could take him at his word just because of the respect he had.
Well, he was always so calm and composed during games and just always knew what to do.
He taught me so much about the game that I didn't know, and he really changed me as a player.
I think Ammon had a really good ability to combine hard work and having fun. Every single practice was a lot of work on the part of all the guys, but we also always had a good time together.
He made sure that everybody felt like they were respected by him, and he treated everybody the same.
Dave has the ability to take any level of player and make them better. It doesn't matter if you're an elite soccer player, he's going to make you a better player.
I think Township was very successful under Ammon because he knew where to put players and how to use their strengths the best.
He's a fantastic coach. He's a player's coach.
He has the ability to make people want to be better coaches, and it's not always the case with head coaches. But it's, like I said, it was tough. One of the toughest parts about leaving coaching at Manheim Township was leaving our program that Dave created, and it just wasn't an easy decision, but it says a lot about the type of person he is and the coach that he is.
To describe David, I think probably I would use his terminology. He was a tough little monkey. Pound for pound, he was one of the toughest kids in the league.
Oh, I consider him a typical young man. He was a good student when he wanted to be. He was an excellent player, always a good attitude, fun to be around, and respected by his teammates. And what more could he ask for?
Dave understood the game and was a dream to coach.
The first couple years, I struggled a little bit with being on time, with tardiness, and so he would always make it a big deal for about a year. Anytime I showed up, anytime a bit late, him and Naz would be standing there looking at their pretend watches, and then the team would give me a round of applause for being there.
I just remember we always would wrestle a lot at practice.
He would always make random noises.
In preseason, when we had the watermelon tournament, his upbeat spirit and how he could just bring out the best in everyone.
I think my greatest memory, we actually did it each year. It was the watermelon contest at the end of preseason.
A couple of nicknames were probably Doc or Mister.
Don't be a monkey. Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, I was always Doc Baker for some reason.
He always had jokes. Every single time I was in the field or off the field, I saw him in school, he always had jokes.
My favorite was probably how he would call everyone a great kid.
Ammon always had the best style. He always wore like the freshest shoes and everything like that.
Probably bus trips, back and forth to games, preferably after we won, but even if we didn't, it was always a good time. You got to know the people on the team. Ammon usually sat near the front of the bus. The cool kids sat at the back of the bus, but I liked that environment, and it kind of showed what type of coach he was, because he kind of let us interact with each other and didn't impose really strict guidelines on us about what we could or couldn't do while we were on bus trips.
His reaction to a red card at the Central Dolphin tournament and finally getting himself a yellow, and then throwing a water bottle against the bench, and then walking out in the middle of a field to cool down. And it just sticks in my mind, and it's going to be a memory forever. It's not going to be his shining moment, but it's just something that it was unique, because he usually doesn't react that way. He was always very calm, collected, and it was probably the first time he truly lost control.
So he got a yellow card.
Yes. And he actually deserved it, and he told the official on the way out, after he gave it to him, that it was the only thing he did right that day.
I think he's a great competitor.
His dedication. Collected.
Likeable. I'd say competitive and intelligent.
Probably caring and compassionate. I would say knowledgeable.
Committed and caring.
Thoughtful.
Dedicated.
He knows how to handle kids, and I think one of his greatest assets was that he made every player feel special, I think. And I think he made the coaches that he worked with feel special too.
Thank you for making me the player I am. He was probably the first person to walk up to me before the game or at halftime. First coach I've ever had to say, this is your time to shine.
I'd just like to thank Coach Ammon for really caring about me as a player and helping improve me as a person on and off the field.
Thanks for everything you did, Coach Ammon. You really made me the soccer player I am today.
Thank you for being the greatest coach I've ever had.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wish you the best.
Thank you for coaching me and teaching me all that you know about soccer and really changing the way I play and think about the game.
Thanks for being a great friend.
Thank you for dedicating your time and energy.
Dave, loved coaching with you. Loved teaching with you. You're a great human being.
Just thanks for all the memories and all of his personal contributions. I know that he cared greatly for all of us as players, not just for soccer, but also in our personal lives. So I want to say thank you.
Dave, I miss you, and I miss our times together at the end of the day, as I mentioned earlier, and talking to Phillies. And I know you're enjoying what you're doing right now, and I'm happy for you that way. And I'm hoping that someday you'll get back into the official coaching ranks, because you're too good to give it up so young.
Dave, one thing I want to say to you, thanks. And thanks for keeping our program going.